Welcome to the Daily Absurdities.
Let's get started.
You ever wake up, stare at your phone, and think, wow, this little rectangle knows more about me than my own mother, and it still thinks I want to see ads for hair plugs at 3 a.m.? Yeah. Welcome to my brain. Hey everybody, welcome, pull up a chair, or, lean on your kitchen counter while you pretend you're listening to something educational. Hi, I'm Samira Andes, and if this is your first time tuning in, congratulations, you're about to spend the next hour realizing that life is just one long series of awkward moments strung together with Wi-Fi. If you're a returning listener, welcome back. You guys know the drill. It's me, a mic, and way too much coffee, ranting about the absurdities of everyday life like a person who's been left alone with their own thoughts for too long. Which, honestly, I have. So, let's just get into it because my brain has been screaming at me all week about one thing. Welcome to the digital dating Thunderdome. Oh yeah. We're going there right out of the gate because apparently we as a society decided, hey, you know what would make finding love easier? Turning it into an endless slot machine where the prize is usually disappointment and sometimes a guy holding a fish. Do you remember the first time you downloaded a dating app? Oh, the naive optimism. You were like, yes, this is it. This is the year I find my person. Or at least someone who knows how to use punctuation. You set up your profile like it was your college admissions essay. You picked the perfect selfie. Not too hot because then you're trying too hard, but not too casual because then people think you live in a cave. And you wrote that bio with all the intensity of a hostage negotiation. Hi, I like dogs, tacos, and laughing. Because apparently we all like the exact same three things. And then reality hits. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Why is every man holding a dead fish? I don't even live near a lake. Are they importing these fish for the photo? And the prompts? Oh my God, the prompts. 2 truths and a lie. Sir, you are 45 years old. I'm not playing icebreaker games with you like it's summer camp. The first date from an app is always the same brand of awkward. You meet, you do the polite hug, and immediately your brain goes, oh no, I've made a terrible mistake. But you stay because we're all trained to believe in the power of small talk. And small talk is just verbal ping pong where nobody's keeping score. So what do? I work in tech. Cool. And then you sit there for an hour talking about your favorite brand of oat milk because apparently we're all dairy-free now. You know what's worse? When you actually like someone and then the app decides to ruin your life. Because the second you catch feelings, your brain goes full FBI. You become a digital detective. Oh, he posted a story at a coffee shop at 9:03 a.m. Interesting. I know his commute takes 22 minutes, which means, stop right there, Sherlock. This is how you end up outside someone's apartment holding oat milk like a rom-com villain. And can we talk about the audacity of dating apps in 2025? They're charging $49.99 a month now. $50. For what? The privilege of being ghosted in HD? For $50, I want the app to send a therapist to my house after every bad date. Hi, I heard he said he doesn't believe in labels. Here's a weighted blanket and a shot of tequila. Okay, fake email break, because you guys have been sending me your dating horror stories and they are chef's kiss. Here's one. Dear Samira, I went on a date with a guy who told me he was a minimalist. His entire apartment had 1 chair, 1 plate, and no bed, just a yoga mat. He said, if we vibe, you won't need comfort to feel safe. I left immediately. Ma'am, good for you. That's not a date, that's an audition for a cult. Speaking of cults, can we talk about how modern wellness feels exactly like one? One day you're like, maybe I should take vitamins, and 3 weeks later you're dry brushing your lymph nodes while chanting affirmations to a crystal named Gary. And you know what? I still don't feel less anxious. I'm just anxious with smoother elbows. And isn't it funny how everything is a subscription now? We used to just buy things. Now it's, do you want razors? Pay $7.99 a month. Want toothpaste? $3.99 a month. Want to breathe oxygen that hasn't been touched by human sadness? That's $49.99 a month. Everything in my life now comes with a renewal date. I'm one missed payment away from my toothbrush locking me out. But that's life now, right? You're either swiping, subscribing, or trying to convince your phone that you're not a robot, while a tiny square of traffic lights decides your entire future. And through all of it, we're supposed to just function, go to work, have hobbies. Remember to drink water and stretch. Every day, society is like, have you tried being a better person? And I'm like, buddy, I just successfully replied to 3 emails without crying. That's my Everest. You know what I miss? Boredom. Do you remember boredom? It doesn't exist anymore. The second we feel even a microsecond of quiet, we're like, quick, show me 17 strangers dancing to a song about cheese on TikTok. Our brains are fried. My attention span is so bad now that if you tell me a story with more than 3 characters, I need a flowchart. And yet, in the middle of all this chaos, we still have to date. Because deep down, we all want connection. We want someone to look at us and go, yeah, I get you. And also, I'll kill the spider. That's love. That's it. And maybe, just maybe, that's why we keep swiping even when it feels like emotional Russian roulette. Because in between the fish photos and the oat milk conversations, there's a chance. All right, before we wrap, one last fake listener email. Samira, what's the worst date you've ever been on? Oh, easy. Guy shows up, looks me dead in the eyes and says, I don't really believe in laughter. I think it's a social construct. Sir, you're on a date with a comedian. That's like telling a chef you don't believe in food. I left, and as I was walking out, he said, see, that's why dating is a scam. And you know what? Maybe he's right. But also, maybe he's just a guy with no serotonin. And that's where I'll leave you. Because life, dating, work, the endless subscriptions, all of it, it's just absurd. And the only thing that makes it bearable is laughing at how ridiculous it is. Oh, and the twist? Ready? I'm recording this entire episode on my neighbor's Wi-Fi because I forgot to pay my internet bill. Yeah. That $49.99 dating app fee? Guess where that money came from? Priorities, baby.
Thanks for listening and subscribe for my channel.